Hey, English 2. So I think this is my last screencast with you. Perhaps a short, brief one next week, but really, this is your last assignment with the exception of your IRP. So there's no reason for me to get back on again. All right. We'll just be looking at your stuff individually and making sure your grade's in a good place. So if it's not in a good place, make sure you're emailing me so we can figure out what we can do to get it in a good place. All right, so Monday, I went over the kind of the planning with you and the choosing evidence, which included my critique. And yesterday, we talked a little bit about thesis statements. So today, I just wanted to kind of briefly get with you and discuss that critique that I wrote, because that's the analysis that you're doing, a critique. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it, copy. Let's see, today is Wednesday. Anyone else have to spell it like that? 513, paste it down here. Okay. So what I want to do is just put questions next to it to show you how I thought of these things and how to kind of string your analysis together. This, of course, should be the lengthiest part of your body paragraphs, your analysis, your critique. That's what the essay is about, right? It's critiquing her as a speaker. So Lady Macbeth compares Macbeth's will to do what's best for him to that of a cat's will to catch a fish, something necessary for the cat to survive. So this is sentence 1 of my critique, and I asked myself, what is being compared in the metaphor? Now, you might not have all metaphors, right? In fact, you won't have all metaphors. You might not have a single metaphor. I do have a metaphor, and I know that the function of a metaphor is to make a comparison. So if I was doing symbolism, for example, I would ask myself, what is this text symbolic of? But I'm not. So what is being compared in the metaphor? That's how I answered this. She comments on the fears of Macbeth and says they are similar to the silly fears of the cat, having his feet wet. Okay. How is this metaphor relevant to Macbeth? Notice I didn't italicize that because I'm talking about the literal character, not the play. All right. Next sentence. This comparison shows weakness, and Macbeth immediately responds by suggesting he can and will kill Duncan. How does the use of this metaphor persuade Macbeth? And remember, that's what it's all about, is persuading Macbeth. So this is a super important question. And then here, I've finished the critique with, is it effective or is it ineffective? Well, she gets what it wants, right? Macbeth follows through the plan and kills Duncan. So it is effective. Was her rhetoric or speech effective or ineffective? And why? Right? So I've answered 4 questions here, and the last 2 questions should really be the same regardless of what your rhetorical strategies are, but the first 2 questions will vary based on your rhetorical strategy. So what is being compared in the metaphor? How is the metaphor relevant to Macbeth? So first I'm literally just saying, how is this a metaphor? Then I'm going to slowly integrate it into the play. How is it relevant to Macbeth? And I'm talking specifically about the character of Macbeth because that's our sole focus here. Lady Macbeth's rhetorical effect on Macbeth. How does this use of the metaphor persuade him? So what gets him thinking? And is it effective or ineffective? Probably most of them are going to be probably most of them are going to be effective, right? Because we see Macbeth as easily persuaded by Lady Macbeth. Doesn't mean there won't be any ineffective ones. And of course, it's your critique. But if it's incorrect, like if you say that he wasn't persuaded by her and he was, then we got an issue, right? All right. Email me if you have any questions, and I will hope to talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your week.